This is Oklahoma's own News 9.
And right now at 4 o'clock on the Air Comfort Skycam Network, Jed Castle says we could expect rain and warmer temperatures. His forecast coming up. Plus, an overnight chase ends in a crash, sending several people to the hospital. We'll have a live report from the scene. And Donald Trump gets a bump after the latest debate, but still facing allegations of sexual assault on the campaign trail. What's happening with both candidates' polling numbers? Good morning. It is 4 o'clock. I'm Stan Miller out the door this morning. It is 53 degrees, but yesterday was very fallish.
Very much. Yeah, that gray deck of clouds, the rain came in, shut those temps down. Really kind of happened like we were expecting, but we were expecting warmer temps, Stan. Those warmer temps are on the way for this weekend. A little fog to talk about this morning, though. We'll check out, again, some of that fog this morning, and you can see across northeast, far eastern Oklahoma. That's where most of it is right now. May see a little fog around central Oklahoma today, but our chances of any significant fog right now looking low. Again, we'll be monitoring that as we go on into the morning hours. Let's check the futurecast. A little bit of light rain possible around here going through the morning. We'll put it about 20% for a little light rain. Most of the state you can see pretty quiet. Still some clouds around. Cloud cover will slowly clear out today. We'll call it partly cloudy by later this afternoon into this evening, and we'll put our chances of morning rain about 20%. Better chances off to the east are coming up for today. So we've got an opportunity for a little bit of rain. Again, a few showers there. Forecast coming our way. Let's check that out. 52 out the door this morning, 56, 67 noon. We'll top it at near 72. A little clearing in the skies here by afternoon. Morning chance rain, 20%. Stan, so happy Friday to you.
And happy Friday to you. Thank you, sir. It's 4:01 right now. We have some breaking news. An overnight chase in War Acres reaches speeds of more than 100 miles an hour, and now 3 people are in the hospital. News 9's Sylvia Corkill is live at the scene and says Oklahoma City Police helped out in this one. Sylvia?
Guys, the chase actually started in War Acres, but ended here in Oklahoma City at this intersection after the driver, as you can see, crashed into that tree right behind me. They blew through this intersection at Northwest 63rd and Learwood. Clearly, that vehicle that they're working to tow away is a total loss. All of the airbags clearly deployed. The car was going so fast, police tell us they simply could not keep up. The chase started around 1:45 after a police officer from War Acres, stopped the car and later learned it was stolen. Now, while waiting for other units, that's when police say the driver punched the gas, taking off. Now, as the driver entered Oklahoma City around Northeast Expressway and Meridian, that's when Oklahoma City police jumped in. Now, we're told there were 2 males and 1 female involved in this accident. One of them is in critical condition, while the 2 others were hospitalized, but we're told we're still able to communicate with police. Now, police tell us that none of the people involved in this accident were wearing their seatbelts. Reporting live in Northwest Oklahoma City, I'm Sylvia Corkill, News 9.
A suspected drunk driver swerving all over Interstate 40 in Midwest City hits a semi before OHP troopers stopped him. A trooper had to do a pit maneuver to get the guy to stop because he wouldn't pull over. The driver hit an embankment and flipped near the Dallas Junction. Troopers tell us the man was transported to the hospital with serious leg injuries. Interstate 40 westbound is now back open. New information at 4:03, a federal lawsuit against OU running back Joe Mixon will be transferred to an Oklahoma City court. OU student Amelia Molitor filed the lawsuit in a San Francisco court after surveillance video showed Mixon punching her at a restaurant on Campus Corner back in 2014. A trial date has not yet been set. Scammers claiming to be with the Moore Police Department are trying to get your money. A Moore woman says a caller told her she had a warrant pending and needed to call back within 2 hours and pay $750. Police are reminding all residents they will never call you and ask for money over the phone. A new report says Adacia Chambers sped up as she drove into a crowd at OSU's homecoming parade last year. NTSB investigators say she accelerated from 54 to 59 miles an hour. The report says Chambers' emotional distress was the probable reason behind her driving into the crowd. 4 people were killed, scores were injured. Happening now, murder charges are filed against a man who turned himself into police in the News 9 parking lot. Michael Webb is accused of killing David Weedman at a home in northwest Oklahoma City back in August. Webb's uncle saw the story on our newscast and convinced his nephew to turn himself in. Police have identified 2 of Webb's alleged accomplices. Samuel Holmes is still on the run. Kayla Stallworth is in jail. A former OHP trooper charged with assaulting 3 women during traffic stops will enter new pleas to the charges. Creek County District Court records show 44-year-old Eric Roberts faces charges of sexual assault, indecent exposure, and sexual battery. Roberts waived his right to a jury trial on Wednesday. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges. And the search is over for a man who allegedly stole 2 vehicles and assaulted a police officer in Atoka. The Atoka County Sheriff's Office arrested Naaman McCoy yesterday. They say he stole a van in the Tushka area, then dumped it. They say McCoy then assaulted an off-duty police officer from another county and stole his pickup truck. Today is the deadline for voter registration. It's also the deadline for you to update your registration or change your address or party affiliation. You can get a form from your county election board or from their website. Donald Trump continues to deny sexual assault allegations against him, calling his accusers horrible liars. Campaigning in Florida yesterday, the Republican nominee also said Hillary Clinton and the media have worked together to derail his campaign. A Fox News poll out yesterday shows Clinton leading Trump by 7 points nationally. But the latest Rasmussen poll shows a majority of Americans believe Trump won the last debate and has closed the gap nationally to 4 points. Hurricane Nicole hit Bermuda with a vengeance yesterday. Huge waves crashed over a protective reef that hampered what could have been a deadly storm surge of more than 30 feet. Most of the storm's damage was contained to downed trees and some flooding on the island. 1 minor injury was reported. Oklahoma Baptist Disaster Relief volunteers have made their way to North Carolina. The group is now helping Hurricane Matthew victims in Greenville. The volunteers will begin providing meals this morning. Time for a traffic alert at 4:06. Taking a look at your Metro map this morning, not much happening out there. Downtown streets, pretty much the same. Let's get a look at your drive times. If you're headed out the door, 7 minutes from North Edmond to I-44. It'll take you 5 minutes to get from South Oklahoma City to I-40. 6 minutes from Lake Hefter Parkway if you are headed south. Still to come on News 9 this morning, more police cars on Metro streets where they're cracking down on speeders. Plus, too hot or too cold. The battle over thermostats continues, but now with new rules. And more than 70 years in the making, why OSU is now being called football national champions. At 4:10, watch your speed this morning. Oklahoma City Police are stepping up patrols on Lake Hefter Parkway. Police say that stretch of highway is seeing a lot of accidents and speed has been a major factor. They're increasing patrols in hopes motorists will get the message or face a very expensive fine. Several rural Oklahoma fire departments are getting some help from the Oklahoma Forestry Services. Temple Volunteer Fire Department and Wichita Mountains Estates Fire Department have been awarded the Rural Fire Defense 80/20 Reimbursement Grant. The grants provide funding for equipment and fire station construction, with the departments being reimbursed for about 80% of their costs. The medical examiner's office will have a new home starting next year. The new office will be in the old Oklahoma City County Health Department building on the northeast side. The move will help the office regain accreditation after losing it in 2009, partly because of the facility's poor conditions. A federal judge has dismissed a nuisance lawsuit against a Kingfisher wind farm. The case was filed by landowners worried about the noise and health effects of the turbines. The judge says the group failed to show evidence of harm. Coming up, the Thunder took to the court in Tulsa, but did they bring home a W? Plus, holy guacamole, why avocado prices are on the rise. And a cold start to end the work week. On the Air Comfort Skycam network, but Jed says this weekend going to warm up a bit. His forecast next. Our top stories this morning: an overnight chase sends 3 people to the hospital. War Acres police say the chase got up to 100 miles an hour before the suspects crashed into a tree. An NTSB report says Adacia Chambers sped up as she drove into a crowd at OSU's homecoming parade last year. Chambers is on trial for killing 4 people and injuring several others. The latest polls show Hillary Clinton now with only a slight lead over Donald Trump, while Trump continues to battle sexual assault allegations. Clinton's camp is getting new heat over emails released by WikiLeaks showing a staffer leaked debate questions to Clinton. And Jed, felt good yesterday. The leaves are already starting to fall a little bit. It's like the weather can't decide exactly what it wants to do.
Well, it does that in October. You get those warm-ups and the cool downs. Get in November, it's a little bit more like we should be seeing, and obviously going to December, we know what that means. Around here today, another cool start this morning. Have a little cloud cover. We've also been tracking a little bit of fog in parts of the state. Right now in the metro, no issues here. You can see things look pretty good. Live view from our American Fidelity cam, Sandridge, Regency, Mathis. We've got cameras all over the place, all part of our Air Comfort Skycam network. Looking good here on your Friday. We've made it to Friday, Let's have a great day today, why don't we? Let's check out those conditions here this morning as far as the fog goes. A little light fog over near Tulsa, McAllister, some visibility is there, down to about a mile right now. Otherwise, visibility is no major issues in the state. About a mile in Hobart, 2 miles in Lawton, and we'll be tracking a little fog in the forecast today. Also, rain chances too. There's still a slight chance for a morning rain shower that'll take us through about 9 o'clock. So if you see a little shower too, don't be too surprised that rain chance should be moving out as skies become more partly cloudy going into the afternoon. A little slow clearing on the way coming up today, but we'll still have a few clouds on the way into your evening. Southerly winds, they'll be on the way here coming up for today. So put the rain chances in the slight category, put those about 20% across central, eastern parts of Oklahoma. A widely scattered storm the further east you go. And as we check your forecast hour by hour, put the chances 20% at 7. 9 o'clock chance, 10%, then we'll see the chances of rain diminish. 60s and 70s return today. We'll have a little wind in here by afternoon, 15 miles per hour, and that'll take us into the evening, so be prepared for a cool forecast going through the evening. Temperatures right now, mainly 50s and a few spots close to 60 down in south and southeast Oklahoma. Nice start out the door this morning. Winds aren't too bad right now. They're running in the 5 to 10 mile per hour range for most locations. But winds of change are coming, and that's warmer wind returning to Oklahoma. Here's the system that's providing the slight chance for a morning rain shower. It moves on to the east. Look what happens overhead going into the weekend. A ridge of high pressure kind of builds in. That ridge will be settling on in. Really strong jet stream just toward northwest. Now will allow for those winds to kick in from the south. Those south winds crank up over the weekend, so a lot of wind on the way. And then here comes another cold snap our way with the big strong jet stream coming out of the northwest. That rolls in Tuesday and Wednesday, and that'll settle in some cooler air for later next week. So we've got some big lows and some big highs on that 9-day forecast. Today's highs mainly in the 70s where that cloud cover kind of holds in. May still see some 60s in some spots coming up for today. And we'll look at our highs tomorrow. Warm forecast for your Saturday. South winds kick in, and most spots 80s. May see some spots in the 90s out west. Let's talk about that wind. And the wind will not be a major factor today, but the winds start to pick up out west, 10-15 miles per hour going through the morning into the afternoon hours. As we go into the overnight periods tonight, we'll have some winds around 10-15 miles per hour. Where you'll really will notice the wind, it's going to be coming in tomorrow. There's your forecast tomorrow morning. Gusty winds, and we'll see winds sustained around 20 miles per hour, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds through the day tomorrow. So a lot of wind on the way that has an impact on a football game. Oklahoma State is bye coming up for tomorrow, so a definite win there. All right, 71 up the door for the game at 11 o'clock. Kickoff time, 75. We'll see temperatures warm up to 81 at halftime, and the fourth quarter temp up near 84. So there's your forecast for the game. Should top it out near 85 tomorrow, 88 for your Sunday, 90 on Monday. And here we go. Those temperatures fall pretty quickly. 79 Tuesday, 60s, maybe some 50s back in here by later next week.
So Oklahoma State will dominate tomorrow.
They're definitely going to be bet. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Jed. Well, with the recent impact of Hurricane Matthew, it's important to be prepared in the event of natural disasters. CNET.com's Lexi Savides has the apps you might want to install on your smartphone right now.
Got a minute? These apps can help you get ready in the event of a natural disaster. The Red Cross has several apps for earthquake, hurricane and tornado situations. They all give a list of alerts and have checklists to help prepare before and act during an emergency. The FEMA app from the Department of Homeland Security gives alerts from the National Weather Service and safety tips for use in a disaster. It also has shelter locations and the ability to upload photos to help first responders. Facebook rolls out a safety check during major crises around the world. If you're near the disaster location, you can mark that you're safe and check in on friends and family. Life 360 is designed for families to keep in touch and track locations from one central app. Rather than sending text messages back and forth, you can set up automatic alerts to let family know when you get to certain locations. In San Francisco, I'm Lexi Savides, CNET.com for CBS News.
And to stay weather aware across Oklahoma, download the News 9 app for the latest updates from Jed and our weather team. One Michigan family may have solved the age-old war of controlling the heat at home. Autumn Brandon of Clarkston, Michigan posted this photo to Facebook of the new thermostat rules. Before adjusting the temperature, you must first answer yes to 3 simple questions. Are you wearing a hoodie, pants, or socks? Is it November? And do you pay the gas bill? I like it. I like it a lot. The average American household credit card debt is surprisingly low. USA Today reports that the average American has about $3,600 in credit card debt. That's mostly due to the large amount of Americans not having a credit card and many paying their balance in full each month. The average balance on each credit card is a little over $16,000. Your guacamole could cost you big at the checkout line. Avocado prices are soaring. One produce company says it's the highest in 3 decades. You'll pay about $2 to $3 on average for a single avocado right now. A slim crop season in California, along with labor and pricing disputes in Mexico, are the reasons behind it. Amazon says it will hire 120,000 workers this holiday season to keep up with demand. The jobs will be created across 27 states at fulfillment and sorting centers and customer service sites. Last year, the online retail giant says it transitioned 14,000 seasonal positions to regular full-time jobs and expects that number to grow this year. Verizon Wireless closing several call centers across the country. The company will close centers in 5 states, including New York, Maine, and California. The move comes as the company says it's consolidating. About 3,200 employees will be affected. Verizon says it will offer those workers jobs at other sites or severance packages. New information at 422. Move over Greek yogurt. A new favorite is taking over the shelves. The latest trend to beat out the Greek: yogurt drinks. According to research from Mintel, more people now prefer yogurt smoothies and other drinks made from milk alternatives. Researchers say they offer a more portable, spoonless alternative to traditional forms of yogurt. Seems a pumpkin spice latte won't be the hottest coffee this season after all. Starbucks just announced its first boozy drink, the Espresso Cloud IPA. The drink is made from espresso shaken over ice with orange pieces and a touch of sweet vanilla. My goodness. Then that's layered on top of a freshly poured IPA and is served along with an espresso shot. Whatever happened to coffee? Leave it alone. Coming up, Ken Bone became a social media sensation. The costume Bone and his red sweater inspired.
I'm so nervous. Man, I'm not used to all this attention, dude. I'm nervous, man.
The man who stopped an assault gets a chance to meet the Sooner football team. And the latest now at 426, the Norman Arts Council is gearing up for the second Friday Norman Art Walk this weekend. The Downtown Norman event offers free concerts, performances, and exhibitions from tonight until Sunday. The family-friendly event is free and it is open to the public. Another preseason loss for the Thunder. Oklahoma City hosted Memphis in Tulsa last night at the BOK Center. They got off to a good start, but Memphis came back to win 110-94. Thunder also paid tribute to Tulsa police shooting victim Terrence Crutcher by wearing his initials on their warm-ups. Crutcher's family was invited to the game by the team. 71 years later, Oklahoma State has been retroactively named as football national champions. The undefeated 1945 Oklahoma A&M Aggies, that's when Jed went there, was selected by a panel established by the American Football Coaches Association. Coach Jim Lookabaw's 1945 team was led by All-American Bob Fenimore, who led the nation in rushing and total offense. The panel named winners from 1922 through 1949, the year before the first coaches poll was established. Nearly a week since he was beaten up after trying to stop a man from hitting a woman, Trent Kreslin's got to meet the team he was forced to watch win from a hospital bed last weekend.
I'm not a hero or anything. I just trying to do the right thing, man.
They're loyal and good, great Sooner fans, and just appreciate their bravery, toughness, willingness to stick up for a person in need.
Amen. They even got a little swag from the team, which was very, very cool. Kudos to OU. We'll be right back.
This is Oklahoma's own News 9.
Right now at 4 o'clock on the Air Comfort Skycam Network, Jed Castle says we can expect rain and warmer temps. His forecast is coming up first. Plus, an overnight chase ends in a crash, sending several people to the hospital. We'll have a live report from the scene. And Donald Trump battles sexual assault allegations on the campaign trail, while Hillary Clinton fends off more email scandals. Both candidates' polling numbers coming up. Good morning. It's 4 o'clock. I'm Stan Miller. This is Jed Castles. How you doing,
man?
Man?
Fist bump. There you go. Pow. All right. Like that. A little extra move there this morning, Stan.
You got to roll.
Oh, there you go. Hey, let's check out the fog this morning. A little fog this morning. Eastern Oklahoma visibility is down to about a mile there. And some localized fog also in the western, southwest part of the state as well. Hobart reporting about a mile as well. We'll keep an eye on the fog right now. No major issues here in Oklahoma City. Right now we sit at 10 miles, so it looks good there. We're watching some rain. A few thunderstorms starting off this morning across North Texas, Arkansas, eastern parts of Oklahoma into Missouri. So we'll have a little rain around. Right now, most of that activity is up here across parts of Payne County, Pawnee, moving in Osage, Creek, and Tulsa counties. So some thunderstorms there tracking away from the metros. So we'll see some rain there. There's still a chance of a few showers here around Oklahoma City, but our chances are low. We'll put it about 20%. Out the door this morning, a gray start this morning, 53 here this morning. Forecast again, calling for maybe a stray shower out the door this morning. And we'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies through the day today. Should be a bit warmer, stand up near 72. We'll check out a much warmer weekend coming up.
All right, thank you, sir. Breaking news at 4:31. An overnight chase in War Acres reaches speeds of more than 100 miles an hour. And now 3 people are in the hospital. News 9's Sylvia Corkill is live at the scene and says Oklahoma City police helped out in this one. Sylvia?
They sure did, Stan. Now, Oklahoma City police had to help out after the chase started in War Acres, but ended here in Oklahoma City. Now, moments ago, we saw them haul away that car on a flatbed that at one point was slammed into that tree. Now, we do want to show you some of that video that we took earlier. Now, the chase ended here after the car, police say, blew through this intersection at Northwest 63rd and Lyrewood. Now, the car was clearly a total loss after all the airbags deployed and the front end was severely damaged. Now, the car was going so fast, police say they simply could not keep up. The chase started around 1:45 after an officer stopped the car and later learned it was stolen. Now, waiting for the other units, that's when the driver punched the gas, taking off. Now, as the driver entered Oklahoma City around Northeast Expressway and Meridian, that's when Oklahoma City police jumped in. Now, we're told that 2 males and 1 female were involved in that crash. We're told one of them is hospitalized in critical condition, while the other 2 were hospitalized. Police tell us they were able to communicate with police. Now, we're also told none of the people involved in that crash that you just saw were wearing their seatbelts. Reporting live in Northwest Oklahoma City, Sylvia Corkill, News 9.
It's 4:33. A suspected drunk driver swerving all over Interstate 40 in Midwest City hits a semi before the OHP was able to stop him. The trooper had to do a pit maneuver to get the guy to stop because he wouldn't pull over. The driver hit an embankment and flipped near the Dallas Junction. Troopers tell us the man was transported to a hospital with serious leg injuries. Interstate 40 westbound is now open again. New information at 4:33. A federal lawsuit against OU running back Joe Mixon will be transferred to an Oklahoma City court. OU student Amelia Molitor filed a lawsuit in a San Francisco court after surveillance video showed Mixon punching her at a restaurant on Campus Corner in 2014. A trial date has not yet been set. Scammers claiming to be with the Moore Police Department are trying to get your money. A Moore woman says a caller told her she had a warrant pending and needed to call back within 2 hours and pay $750. Police are reminding all residents they will never call you and ask for money over the phone. A new report says Adacia Chambers sped up as she drove into a crowd at OSU's homecoming parade last year. NTSB investigators say she accelerated from 54 to 59 miles an hour. The report says Chambers' emotional distress was the probable reason behind her driving into the crowd. 4 people were killed, scores were injured. Happening now, murder charges are filed against a man who turned himself into police in the News 9 parking lot. Michael Webb is accused of killing David Weedman at a home in northwest Oklahoma City in August. Webb's uncle saw the story on our newscast and convinced his nephew to turn himself in. Police have identified 2 of Webb's alleged accomplices. Samuel Holmes is still on the run. Kayla Stallworth is in jail. A former OHP trooper charged with assaulting 3 women during traffic stops will enter new pleas to the charges. Creek County District Court records show 44-year-old Eric Roberts faces charges of sexual assault, indecent exposure, and sexual battery. Roberts waived his right to a jury trial on Wednesday. He's pleaded not guilty to all charges. And today's the last day you can register to have your voice heard this November. Today's the deadline for voter registration. It's also the deadline for you to update your registration or change your address or party affiliation. You can get a form from your county election board or from their website. Donald Trump continues to deny a series of sexual assault allegations against him, calling his female accusers who came forward this week horrible liars. Campaigning in Florida yesterday, the Republican nominee also railed against Hillary Clinton and the media for allegedly working together to derail his campaign. A Fox News poll out yesterday shows Clinton leading Trump by 7 points nationally, while the latest Rasmussen poll shows Clinton with just a 4-point lead nationally over Trump. Hurricane Nicole slammed ashore in Bermuda with fury. The waves crashed over the protective reef that pretty much cut the legs out from under what could have been a deadly storm surge of more than 30 feet. Most of the storm's damage was contained to downed trees and some flooding. One minor injury was reported. And the Oklahoma Baptist Disaster Relief Volunteers have made it safely to North Carolina. That group is helping Hurricane Matthew victims in Greenville right now. Volunteers will begin providing meals this morning. Time for a traffic alert and your drive times on a Friday morning. It's payday. 7 minutes from North Edmond to I-44, 4 minutes from I-240 to I-40, 10 minutes from Lake Hefter Parkway if you're headed south on the 74. Coming up, a magical surprise for Harry Potter fans, why new movies have been added to the lineup, plus keeping Oklahomans healthy, where free health screenings and low-cost vaccinations are available across the state. Taking the internet by storm, the sexy take on the Ken Bone costume, if there one is possible. Happening now at 4:39, just call her Professor. Oklahoma's own Reba McIntyre is joining the roster of masterclass instructors. According to the Oklahoman, Reba will teach her class on country music, breaking down some of her greatest hits and sharing what it takes to create a sustainable music career. Pre-enrollment for the class is already open at masterclass.com/Reba. Still looking for a Halloween costume? How about Ken Bone? Yeah, he's the man in the red sweater who became a sensation during Sunday night's presidential debate. For about $100, the quote, sexy Ken Bone costume will come with a red sweater, crop top, high-waisted pants, and a cropped undershirt. On her, yes. On him, not so much. I'm just saying. Fans of J.K. Rowling's soon-to-be-released movie Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them are in for a treat. Warner Brothers has confirmed the movie will be moved from a trilogy into a pentalogy. That's right, there will be 5 movies over the prequel to the Harry Potter franchise. The second movie is already in production and is set to be released in 2018. Fall is a time of pumpkin patches and corn mazes, but one New York farm took the maze to the max, I should say. The Fairview Farm in Bridgehampton is 8 acres with corn about 12 feet high. The maze has about 2 miles of pathway. Nah, I'm too claustro. Coming up, where Oklahoma City residents have a chance to get some free dental work today. Plus, how much is too much exercise for expectant Oklahoma moms? And coats and sweaters right now on the Air Comfort Skycam network, but Jed says shorts and t-shirts are just hours away. His forecast next. Our top stories this morning: an overnight chase sends 3 people to the hospital. War Acres police say the chase got up to 100 miles an hour before the suspects crashed into a tree. An NTSB report says Adacia Chambers actually sped up as she drove into a crowd at OSU's homecoming parade last year. Chambers is on trial for killing 4 people and injuring several others. Latest polls show Hillary Clinton now with just a slight lead over Donald Trump. Trump continues to battle sexual assault allegations while Clinton is still trying to recover from emails leaked by WikiLeaks. And Jed?
Yeah.
I'm still trying to recover from all the leaves blowing up from our neighbor's trees
right.
in the driveway. I open the garage door and it's like,
yeah, well, you may just be able to wait a couple of days and they'll keep blowing on down the road more than likely.
That was just kind of a strong hint that please rake your own leaves.
That's right. Well, a lot of us need to get busy this weekend.
Exactly.
But the winds are going to be up, Stan. We got a nice Friday on the way. Windy conditions on the way this weekend. Very warm as well. We'll even almost call it hot as we head toward Monday, where temperatures may just close in on 90 degrees, up near some record highs late weekend into early next week. Watching a cold front that'll roll in on Tuesday, and that should eventually pull in some cooler air as you go toward late on that 9-day. We're talking some 50s and some 60s for highs. So some big ups and some big downs showing up. We'll talk a lot more about that coming up in just a moment. You know, we've been showing this map and we've been having some really big swings in temperatures from where we were yesterday to where we're at right now. Well, it's another range in temperatures. Yesterday was much colder than the day before. Today, much warmer than it was yesterday, especially across northern Oklahoma, where temperatures are about 10 degrees above where they were. Right now, temperatures around the metro, we'll call it cool. Pleasant starting off this morning. Light winds out the door this morning. Live views from our sky cams this morning. American Fidelity, Sand Ridge, live from Regis Sea, and also Mathis. Things look good. A few clouds overhead this morning. That little warmer air that's keeping those temperatures up this morning is also allowing a little bit of fog to form this morning. Watching fog over in eastern parts of Oklahoma, kind of patchy there. Visibility is around a mile for Tulsa, McAllister, Idabel. Also a localized report of a mile in Hobart as well. There is a little bit of rain to talk about. You can see it here. A few showers going on. A few new little showers popping up between Stroud and down around Osage near Prague this morning. That's moving east. Most of the rain and storm activity over near Tulsa. We'll have a slight chance of a little shower popping up this morning. Most of it, though, moves on out. We'll have some clouds around. As you can see there, those clouds will try to give way to a little bit of sun, but they'll still be around late today. So we'll call it mostly cloudy. It's almost variably cloudy with a few little breaks in the clouds coming up today. Partly sunny into the afternoon. We'll start near 52. Rain chance diminishes, 72 in here by 3, and look for those southeast to south winds to continue. They'll pick up a bit going into the afternoon. They'll pick up about 10 to 15 miles per hour through your afternoon. Statewide temps mainly in the 50s right now. Nice start out the door this morning. This little system that's providing the fog and a little bit of rain around, that's going to shift off to the east. We're going to watch the jet stream. Main jet is up to our north. That sets up with the ridge of high pressure, a little weak ridge of high pressure that settles in, gives us some warm weather into Monday, then a big dip in the jet stream. Watch this. It'll come out of Canada, right down toward Oklahoma. That pulls in cooler air. So that's going to allow for those big swings in temperatures as that jet stream kind of whipsaws back toward Oklahoma with another big change for the cooler by late week. 70s for highs coming up today. Weekend weather, got some 80s on the way for tomorrow. Got a big football game tomorrow with those winds coming up. The winds will be up about 10 to 15 miles per hour coming up today. Winds as we go through the day, strongest winds western, northwest Oklahoma. Some wind around tonight. It'll run that 10 to 20 mile per hour range. And then watch the winds really kick in tomorrow. Winds will be up around that 20 mile per hour range tomorrow morning. So as you're heading out and about, if you're doing hunting or you're going to the football game, a lot of wind in the forecast there. Winds will stay up through the day on Saturday. Let's talk about that Kansas State game coming up tomorrow. Quick check on that forecast. 71 out the door this morning. For tomorrow morning, 75 at kickoff, and we'll be in the 80s for the game. Mostly sunny, but very windy weather taking you into Saturday. Windy conditions again on Sunday. Monday as highs top out near 90. Look for those partly cloudy skies and cooler conditions back on the way late next week.
All right, thank you, sir. It's 4:49. In their first report this flu season, state health officials say 8 people have been hospitalized over the past week due to the illness. The 8 hospitalizations were in 7 counties. The Oklahoma State Department of Health says the season is expected to run through the end of May. And expect long lines if you're headed to Walmart tomorrow, but not in the checkout lines. The world's largest retailer is offering free health checkups and low-cost immunizations on Saturday. From noon to 4 p.m. at stores across the country, the Walmart Wellness Day provides free screenings, product samples, and health insurance information as well as immunizations. Some dental professionals in Oklahoma City are teaming up for a day of service. It's all happening at Reflections Dental Care, and that's where we find News 9's Chris Gilmore this morning. Chris, what can you tell us about this event?
Well, Stan, the event is called Dentistry from the Heart. It starts at 7 a.m., but you can tell that it's still very popular. We have a group of people already camping out, waiting for the doors to open. They're all here for free dentistry services. This isn't the first time that they've done this. Last year, staff here say that they provided $25,000 worth of free dental care. Volunteers for the event say they're offering single extractions, single cavity filings, or a teeth cleaning. You must be over the age of 18 to take part in this event. Now, another thing to make sure that you're aware of is that if you can't make it here when doors open at 7 a.m., they'll be out here pretty much all day with their last people being taken in at around 5 o'clock this evening. Reporting live in Oklahoma City, Chris Gilmore, News 9.
Well, Oklahoma ranks at the bottom of the list for the best places for women, and it looks like the country is following suit. The Women's Foundation of Oklahoma says our state is ranked second to last, and a new study from Save the Children shows the U.S. ranks 32nd out of 144 countries. The rankings are based on several key factors, including adolescent pregnancy, women in government, and high school completion. New this morning at 4:51. Strenuous exercise for expectant Oklahoma moms is not likely to prolong labor or increase the risk of premature birth. The International Olympic Committee reviewed existing studies to conclude that exercising throughout pregnancy may also reduce a woman's need for a C-section. And British researchers have found a drug already used to treat multiple sclerosis may reverse some of the disease's physical toll on the body. A study published in Neurology followed more than 400 people who took the drug alemtuzumab. 28% of them showed signs of physical improvement compared to those who were given a different drug. And Oklahomans taking calcium supplements might want to skip the morning pill. A new study shows people who take calcium pills are 22% more likely to develop plaque buildup in their arteries. Researchers say the supplements may not be strengthening your bones, but instead hardening your blood vessels. Scientists say those who ate food with calcium were fine. We'll be right back. Coming up at 5, Oklahoma City firefighters warning people about flammable holiday decorations, plus new patrol cars on city streets, where Oklahoma City police are cracking down on speeders. Okay, it's time for a traffic alert. Taking a look downtown right now, it's just fine. Not a problem in the area. And your drive times are looking pretty good. 7 minutes from North Edmond, I-44, 4 minutes from South Oklahoma City to I-40, and 6 minutes from Lake Hefter Parkway on the 74 headed south. We have officially made it to Friday. It is time to look back at the week that was. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump pulled off the gloves in last night's second presidential debate.
And Oklahoma City's population is expected to grow by 38% by 2040.
The Corporation Commission alleges that ONG failed to monitor gas pipelines. Because of that, homes in northwest Oklahoma City exploded back in January.
We're here at this apartment fire where firefighters are still inside looking for exactly what caused this fire. Fortunately, everyone inside were able to make it out safely.
Hey, Career Tech Safety Conference. I had a chance to go up and talk to the group up there, Autry Tech Center there at the airport in Enid. Thank you very much to Andy Beck, the safety manager there.
Just one of those.
Like, where am I? Like to dance every now and then. There we go.
Just pulled something.
We're about 20 degrees colder now than where we were this time yesterday. So that's called a legitimate cold front. That front is legit. There you go.
It's your anniversary, sir.
A woman has decided to spend 27 years of her life with me.
Sally, you're a saint.
Yes, you are. She was sainted yesterday. It's now Sister Sally.
I'm still clapping. I'm still clapping.
Stop it. I got
27
nothing.
years with you.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Sally, way to go.
It was really brutal.
Hey, lots of stories coming up at 5 o'clock. Get your flu shot before the flu shot gets you. We'll tell you how many people in Oklahoma have already caught the virus. And an overnight police chase lands 3 people in the hospital. Speeds got up to 100 miles per hour. We are live at the scene with the latest. And a live look on the Air Comfort Skycam network. Things are slowly clearing out for your weekend. Lacey Swope's forecast is coming up next. You're watching News 9 this morning.